Gentlemen, congratulations. Thank you so much for taking the time where you're contractually obligated to. So I appreciate you guys being here.
I want to be here. I just want you to know.
Come on.
I have watched you and do your thing, man. Nothing but respect and praise for you. The shirt, where's the shirt?
Well.
Yeah. And the guys love you too, man. The players love you. The kids love you.
Come on. That makes me feel really good. I had a couple booze cocktails last night. Was in here a little tired. You just made me feel
Mercy,
great.
I don't want to hear about that.
No, it was me. It was me, not your boys or anything like that. But let's talk about this. So I have a show every day. A lot of things are said on it. And I'll start with you, Coach. Adam Schefter joined us, Michigan man. And he talked about you and your trip back to Michigan. And he said that he thought one of your missions was to restore greatness at Michigan. Like, as a Michigan man, you almost felt obligated to your alma mater to come back and restore greatness. Now, I don't know if he was speaking for you or if he was just thinking that that was the case. 3 straight college football playoffs, now a national championship appearance. Do you feel like you've done that for Michigan? And was that a mindset going back to coach there?
Yeah, I wanted. I mean, there's a Michigan man. I try to live up to that standard. It's how you describe that. There's no real one definition, but if when they throw dirt over top of me, if somebody would eulogize me and say he was a Michigan man, that would and that would sum it up. I'd feel really good about that.
3 straight, and then now a national championship appearance. I think a lot of Michigan people in khakis are saying you definitely did that. And for you, Coach, I've got a chance to learn a lot about the history of Washington football this year because they've been taking a trip down memory lane with how great Washington football used to be. I think a lot of America is getting introduced to the great fan base that the Washington football Huskies have had. Was that something that you talked about whenever you took the job? Was that expected of you? Like, hey, we're trying to get back to a national prominence. And did you expect it to happen as quickly?
Yeah, I knew there was certainly a history of greatness that was surrounding the program, and that was very attractive to me. I think there was these roots, these bones about the program that had championship kind of a feel to it. Knew it was possible because it's been done before, and just coming in, I guess. Not in an arrogant way, but just feeling like that's what we're going to do is compete for championships, and to do it here in year 2 is special. It's a huge credit to our players. It's a huge credit to the people that helped bring them in, even prior to our staff. There's just a way that our guys have embraced our coaching staff coming in here in these 2 years. It goes both ways, but man, it's just awesome. Having these moments right now bring back a lot of the memories of those great teams in the past, and hearing more and more stories and me being even more educated, only having been here 2 years. It's really a fun time right now being a Washington Husky.
Coach, we were out there for game day, 6 a.m. local out there in Washington, Seattle, packed out. Rain, miserable, cold, your fans show. I didn't know what to expect. I was a little bit of a hater going in. And then it was like the most active crowd I've ever seen. I'm like, I did not know West Coast football was like this. They're like, well, Washington, it's different. Speaking of different, your quarterback seems to be different. This dude's accuracy is phenomenal. His arm, a cannon. His leadership, great. But I think the story going into the year was he came back to do this. Right? Isn't this kind of why he came back to Washington? And with everything he's been through, why is he the perfect leader for the team that you have?
Yeah, well, first of all, it was great having you out there, and
it was awesome.
We didn't have that sitting next to us, but we had.
They brought this thing in first, the bottom part. Mm-hmm. That was a little small, you know what I mean? And then they brought this top part on. I'm like, now we're talking.
Sweet.
That's what we're playing for, Coach. Will you touch this? Will you touch this? Me too, man. I don't got no shot. But Michael Penix, why do you think he's the perfect guy for your team?
Yeah, he just, going back to when he came here, it helped us kickstart things really quickly. He knew the offense. It was the same system we ran back in 2019, and so we really got off and rolling quickly. But what I've really seen out of him this last year, beyond the skill sets and all the things that he can do with his accuracy, his arm talent, he's really led our team. And I have such an appreciation for the journey he's been on, how he's taken all those experiences and really poured them into making sure that he can pass those moments that he's learned from. No regrets, control it. You control all those things that he stands for. having faith and just confidence in who you are, that things can, the sun will come up the next day, when adversity does strike. He's taken all of that and just poured into our team. Our team, again, has embraced him in every way possible, and it's just been an awesome piece to see from my vantage point as a head coach, seeing this group of gentlemen come together, and obviously led by Michael.
Yeah, thanks for what you guys did for the state of Indiana there. Yeah, that was the most exciting college football we had in our state for a while there. You guys were dicing and slicing. Coach Harbaugh, a wise man once said, I like my locker room to be like my mother's bathing suits, in one piece.
In one piece.
And then I also heard a wise man say that chickens were a skittish bird. And then that same man said, I was completely wrong. Yeah. We're talking
Takes a big man to admit they're wrong.
Big man. Huge to do that. Low maintenance, high production.
Correct.
These chickens. So right. With both those things coming together, do you think the reason why your locker room has been able to handle everything and has been able to stay in one piece like your mother's bathing suit is because they're a bunch of chickens, low maintenance, high production? Why do you think your group has been able to handle everything that's been thrown their way this year and not blinked? I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. I'm forced to pick games every week on game day. Don't love it. Mm-hmm. Not an easy way to be a hero in every town, especially in a very, we'll say, aggressive college fan base in some places. Got some death threats in places, for picking against their team. I assumed with the amount of distractions that your team had this year, 18 to 23-year-olds, that something would get in. It's hard to win a football game. Your team has stayed the course, stayed tight, remained that bathing suit. Why do you think that's the case? And who do you think is responsible for that outside yourself?
Sure. Well, a lot of factors go into it. A lot of times it's 1,000 little things that add up to make all the difference. But, different factors. Sometimes it's as simple as, I don't care what the frick you say about us. We know who we are, and we're going to try to dominate this day, go to sleep, and then wake up and dominate the next day. Another part is, it's low maintenance equals the lower the maintenance, the higher your production. I don't have any scientific evidence to support that. It's just what I've noticed. And the big thing is the players. It's always comes back to the players, Pat, in my opinion. And Coach said it. He had a quarterback that came back. He had members of his team that came back because they wanted to accomplish something. We had the exact same thing. J.J. McCarthy, when he walked off the podium last year after the TCU game, said he will be back. We'll be back. And I had a reporter ask me yesterday, well, J.J. McCarthy last year left the podium and he said that he would be back, whatever. And I said, not whatever. Yeah. That's huge. Michael Penix, it wasn't just a resolution for Michael or JJ. That was repetition. That went in every single day. And had they not done that, it would have been, that guy would have been the first guy to say, what went wrong, knew it was going to go wrong, predicted it was going to go wrong, not giving a frick, and putting that repetition in every single day. Those players made that happen. I take very little credit for what our players and coaches were able to accomplish this year. But yeah.
Well, I love it. I love your teams, watching them. Last question for me, for both of you, and I appreciate it. And I think you probably already had to address this 1,000 times. And as we get closer to the game, I'm sure you're both excited to not have to do it anymore. But as you watch film of his team, what do you think his culture is? What do you think he's looking for whenever he's recruiting a guy? Can you tell that by watching film and watching what type of team he has on the field?
Yeah, tough, physical, connected, really talented players, really well coached and connected.
How about you, Coach?
Yeah, I think the thing that I've been impressed with, because you always kind of identify it when it's something that you really feel is important, and you can see that, Coach uses the word connected. I think that's a great one, but you can see a team that's just fighting all together, all heading the same direction, want it for each other. A lot of the things that I think we've utilized as far as having people maybe doubt us or challenge us in different ways. We've had each of those things happen in our programs, over the last couple of years. And, it's just, it's all about just you. And I think Coach has done an awesome job galvanizing his team and bringing them together and just, being there for each other. I think that's what our team has done. We're there to fight. But, Coach when you talk about toughness and physicality, Coach Harbaugh and his team, this would be the greatest challenge we've had all year long by far, both sides of the ball in all ways, all phases.
Well, great work this year by both you and your teams. Congratulations. Coach already touched this. Maybe you'll get to do the same. What did you say to Reese? Resilience, cool, but I want to be relentless. Bruce Willis, Die Hard, okay. Give me the Terminator.
Yeah.
You both proved that this year. Congratulations. Thank you so much for taking time.